What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Monero XMR today. It is the 26th day of November, and I want to offer a perspective here that might show us exactly what Monero is about to do here. That in fact we are on the precipice of breaking out to new all-time highs, and the move we'll get is not going to be it's not going to be like this, right? It's going to be a little bit more pronounced. It's going to be something a little bit more shocking, and I want to use other charts to reference this, right? And it's important to note that it doesn't matter whether we're on the monthly time frame or on the 1 hour time frame. Patterns and behaviors according to price action are the same and should be considered the same across all time frames. Maybe not necessarily across all time frames. There's different levels of magnitude and importance. You know, a monthly time frame is more important than a 1 hour. If you're seeing very bullish monthly results versus a very bearish 1 hour result, and you have things in the charts lining up, the monthly will overtake the 1 hour. You know what I mean? The 1 hour still might have its bearishness, but it's incomparable to the monthly time frame. But I'm getting lost in the semantics. Let's move on. Okay, let me just show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so XMR here reminds me. It reminds me a lot of what Dash and Zcash have done recently. It reminds me a lot of them. And I want to pull them up as an example. We'll just go over this real quick, a quick brief analysis on both. Okay, I think this is important. We look at the weekly time frame here. We zoom out, and we notice that you have a couple of peaks back here. Whatever, right? Here's your high. Here's your other high. Monthly time frame might make it more obvious, right? You can see what I'm talking about. Notice how here, first and foremost, notice how Zcash ripped, and whenever it ripped, it went all the way through this high. It looks like it was just one straight move, right? But not quite, not quite. We look at a daily time frame, and you can see here again, this white line is right there at our prior resistance point. Okay, this is the resistance point right here that a lot of people I think were focusing on. And we didn't just move straight through it. What we did instead was we moved up, and then here below the line, we consolidated for quite some time. And then we had our breakout move. Then we had a very bullish move. You had a bullish move leading up to it. And this is a bit of a different example than what I'm expecting. We didn't have such a bullish move for Monero, but that's not the point. The point is, before we broke through our very obvious area of resistance here, we had a consolidation phase that lasted here. It looks like it only lasted 1 week, but it was about a 2 week time consolidating. You consolidated, the key point being below this level of resistance. And then you had your breakout move. Fantastic, beautiful, right? Dash, same kind of concept here. We look at Dash on this all-time history chart. And right here, this is your first kind of area of resistance, right? We've got a couple points of resistance back here. When you broke out and you made this move, this fantastic move through this point of resistance that you broke through, what did you do beforehand? You consolidated. You consolidated for a little bit longer than Zcash, I might add, right below this point of resistance. And then you made your fantastic move, right? Same thought with Monero here, but on a much larger scale. Or on the monthly time frame, this is dating back to 2017. This is dating back to last year, 2021. And Dash and Zcash's highs are also back in 2021. I guess actually Dash is from 2025, to be completely fair. I thought it was last cycle, but I guess this is 2025. The point is moot. It doesn't matter when it happened. It just mattered that it happened. The reaction that we're seeing here with Monero is in reference here is this is our point of resistance. And here is where we consolidated for quite some time before, right? You seeing what I'm saying? We're in the process of a move now, I think, that is going to take us to new all-time highs. And it's even bigger. It's an even bigger deal for Monero than it could be for Dash or Zcash. Because with Dash, this move was just relative resistance here. You moved up, but you still have resistance points and prior significance back here. Okay. With Zcash, it's the same thing. You didn't break out to new all-time highs. With Monero, you're not just breaking out to new all-time highs. You're also breaking out of a multi-cycle consolidation phase. Zcash saw a 20x, right? It saw a 20x from August. Let's see. That doesn't mean Monero will, right? Since August, and from the low, sorry, in August, yes. Right here. Wait, is that right? Oh, yeah. From the low in August to where we are now, 15x, overall 21x. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen for Monero. But we likely see some sizable growth. This is a multi-billion-dollar market cap coin where this started off less than $1 billion at its point where it bounced, right? It's worth $8 billion now, a 20x overall or a 14x overall. I mean, you had to have started at a less than $1 billion market cap. We're at a higher market cap here, so you probably don't see as much growth. But in that same kind of context, from a low here to where we are now, we're only up 70%, 100% overall. I thoroughly believe we could see Monero from here rip to $1,000 or more. I mean, we might even see it go up to $1,600 to $1,700, hell, maybe even $2,000. I have a going theory that when these kind of pumps come in, what we've seen is that they typically they pull a 7x move. And it's a little tricky here with Monero because you've already been moving up, right? I don't know if I would factor the 7x move in with this down here. I would factor it in from this low probably. So then again, with that idea, maybe we go to anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. And if it's a 7x move, that would put us more what around like 1,300, 1,600. Yeah, $1,700, something like that. And if we line this up, let's take last cycle's high and low. This is a coincidence. I haven't measured this yet. I don't know. Maybe it won't line up with any fibs. I don't know. But just the idea here that we could see around a 600% move, high to low, that's just above our golden ratio. Maybe it's not a 600% move. Maybe it's like a 530% move. Maybe that's exactly what we do. Or from a high to a low here, do we take the COVID crash low? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think we should. I mean, let me see. Let me just see. This will help determine if we do. Right? Support at the 382 there. Support right at the golden ratio. Resistance right here at the golden ratio. This looks like the one that's respected. Less respect at the golden ratio. That convinces me right there. Little support at the 786 and 886. Support at the 0.5. There's ways to make sense out of this. I like this one more because there's more respect at this white line, which is the golden ratio. And you show respect at the 886 and the 786 still. I'm going to use this. This makes more sense to me. We're measuring this retracement, not this retracement, right? It makes sense. So high to low, what I'm trying to get at here is that if we take last cycle's high to low too, anything from, I think, $817 to $1,500 is more than adequate. Because if we take away last cycle's retracements, imagine you hit the 1414. Typically, you don't stop at the 1414. You go just above there. And maybe you hit the 1272. I feel like I'm talking about XRP right now, though, because I don't think you're going to break out of a multi-cycle consolidation phase where people gave up hope on you and stop at your first target. I don't think so. I think you're going to see the next target, at least, hell, you could go all the way up to 2250, maybe. But in my opinion, it makes the most sense, and there's other fibs that line up with that. There's a lot of symmetry here. But it makes the most sense, in my opinion, that we do stop somewhere around $1,400 to $1,500. And from the current price, that's something of about a 3.6x move. We could see this happen in the next 3 weeks, in the next 5 weeks, sometime by the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And Monero, coin market cap today, man. I don't know why. It never does this. It's always ready for me. But today it needs to refresh. Every single time I click away from it and then I click back, it needs to refresh. Monero is number 17, right? There's whispers on the wind of Monero, Chainlink, Bitcoin Cash, Dogecoin, XRP, even Solana pumping. You've got a lot. There's a Litecoin. Your top 20 coins, like half of them, if not a third of them, are projected to pump going into the end of the year. Sizable pumps, multi-100% pumps. I'm just wondering, I mean, if in the top 20, a third of them are pumping over 100% in a month and a half, could that be good for the rest of the space too? Could we see an alt season kickoff? Even while Bitcoin's being boring and consolidating, I'm curious to see. But all I'm trying to say here is that Monero right now at $401, I can't think of too many projects that I have more conviction in than Monero, right? Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin. I would even say I have more conviction in Monero than I do in Ethereum or Solana, genuinely. Like if I had to guess, if in 20 years I had to make a bet as far as which of these three coins will still be here between Monero, Ethereum, or Solana, I have a feeling in 20 years we'll be like, ha, I remember Ethereum and Solana, but Monero will still be here. You know what I mean? Like that's my thought. Or maybe Solana and Ethereum are still here, but they're not as prominent. They're not in the top 10. They're not in the top 5, right? That's just my theory. But Monero, I have a lot of conviction for. This is a good safe because it's the first privacy coin. It's a good safe play because it will likely only grow in value as time goes on. But I want to talk about the short term stuff. Let's zoom in real quick and then we'll finish this video. Okay, some stuff to think about there. If anyone's looking for long term plays that are quote unquote safe investments in crypto, this is probably a good one. This reminds me of Bitcoin Cash. Wow, but on the 1 hour, doesn't it? Doesn't it look just like this? Isn't it funny? Look, this might be a bullish foreshadowing here. We'll use this, and because it's the 1 hour time frame, we'll know ahead of time. Look at Bitcoin Cash on the weekly time frame and tell me I'm crazy. Do you see it? Do you see? It's literally the exact same. It's literally the exact same. They're twins. I can't even tell the difference. It's crazy. Obviously, there's slight differences, but look at the similarity there. Wow. But this is on a 1 hour time frame where this is on a 1 week time frame. Totally different scales. This move, while it will be nice, will be a lot smaller than this move here. Boom, baby. Bitcoin Cash. I'm curious to see how XMR does. I will use this in my next Bitcoin Cash video. I will, as if it breaks out to the upside. If it breaks out to the downside, we're not going to talk about it. No, we'll still talk about it. Maybe that'll give us an inclination that Bitcoin Cash is going to break down. I don't know. But I'm going to use the same logic here that I would use for Bitcoin Cash. Here, you rejected. Here, you rejected. Here, you are consolidating. Different behavior probably begets different results. We're getting ready to break out. That's what's happening. We're getting ready here to break out. I don't even need to look at the indicators. I know we're getting ready. Look at the bull flag. Look at that shenanigans right there. Beautiful. It's so beautiful. This might be the most obvious pump that's coming over the coming days here, you guys. $476. You're at $400 now. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but this, alongside of, I think, Bitcoin Cash, will be one of the easiest 20% pumps that you'll catch in the market right now. This is on a 4 hour time frame. It's not going to happen today. It could. Probably happens within the next couple of days, if not by the end of this week, which has about 4 days and 6 hours left in it. If not by the end of this week, if we're not up at 470 by the end of this week or higher, then certainly next week. Certainly the first week of December will provide that. Nice. You look so good. It's so clean. The bullish, the bull flag here. The price would take you above this high. Let's keep that in mind. Okay, this is the measure move, and it's an appropriate measure move. It's 100% accurate. That's the measure move right there. Okay, of this bull flag, and I just can't. This is absolutely a bull flag. There's no other. There's nothing else about it. It's 100% a bull flag. Okay, we'd be going just above this high. The measure move is just an idea. Sometimes you stop right there and then you consolidate, but we'd be just getting above that high. I mean, maybe that makes sense. A little fake out and then we consolidate, maybe. Or do we stop somewhere lower? Or do we pierce through it? Let's just run with this idea of this measure move and then we'll look further. I don't even need to look at the indicators, but bullish, bouncing off the 50, bullish. Bouncing off the oversold zone, living in the overbought zone, bullish. 4 hour MACD is bullish. Typically, you cross the zero, you consolidate for a day and a half to 3 days, which we have at this point, and then the next move is typically more bullish. My going theory here is that the move after these crosses on the MACD that you experience are faster and larger. Typically, at least faster, but larger. So something above this level might make sense. Can we make sense out of prices above this level of 477? Looking at the daily time frame, there's not really a whole lot to go off of other than this fib here from a high to a low. The only levels above this that would make sense to me are $523 to $600. But I don't know. Is Monero about to do that? Because if you do that, are we not just at new all-time highs? We're at new all-time highs. You guys, is Monero about to break out to new all-time highs? Or do we get one last little... Maybe the measure move is accurate. Maybe it's an accurate representation. Do we get one last little pump fake where we pump up to this level, hit our measure move, consolidate, and then we rally? I don't know. I'm telling you guys, though, right now, confidently, as confident as I can be, Monero will see new all-time highs in December. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I don't care. I hear you in the back. I don't care. Nope, new all-time highs in December 2025. That's what's happening. There's nothing really else. I mean, the 200 level right there, but there's nothing. I don't think that we're going to show significance on that. Maybe this level here we do. I don't know, man. I feel very confident that we're going to see something between $830 to $1,500, $1,600. Maybe as high as 21. Man, it's crazy. I guess I'm not confident as far as where we'll go. I would think probably out of all these areas, 800, 21, 1400. I think the most likely area would be 1400. But again, this is kind of an obscure fib, so we might not respect that level directly. Maybe we stop just below at 1300. Maybe we stop just above at 1600. Something in here, though. That's what I think's coming our way. Which from here, I mean, that's like a 3x, 3.5x move. Potentially almost a 4x move, depending. And if we go all the way up to 2000, it could be a lot more. I think it's about to happen. From start to finish, I think everything that we've gone over in this video just explains exactly what's about to happen. We all know it's going to happen. And then on top of that, then let's think further out. Let's think more than just what this next move might provide. Okay? Because we'll move up here to 1500, maybe 2100, somewhere around here. We consolidate in this area, whatever. Let's think more about this next move, right? You've got a multi-cycle consolidation phase that's lasted for about 8 years. Yeah, at this point, it's lasted about 8 years. Is this it? Even if we go up to 2100, is this it? This is all you get after all that. This is it. When you move up, and again, thinking prospectively, use your brain here and think about what this means, not just for Monero, but for crypto. When it does this, what will its market cap be in relevance to the coin market cap? It'll probably move from the top 17 to the top 15, maybe even into the top 10, maybe. What, a 4x move from here, or a 3x move? It'd be roughly a 2.5x move, so that would be, no, I'm sorry, it'd be a 3.5x move, because it's 250%-ish, 200%. 3.5x, that's 21 billion. 21 billion right now would put you in the top 10. You'd be number 10 right now. So you have a top 10 coin, potentially with other coins that might pump into the top 10, potentially. Monero pumping and doing phenomenal, breaking out to new all-time highs. Could this spark an alt season for privacy coins when you have the OG privacy coin pumping to new all-time highs and the privacy narrative is being built and there's despair in the markets and people are smelling it, it's rank, and people are looking for avenues to make money and profits? I think what's going to happen here over the next month, you guys, mark my words, we're going to see a few more legacy coins pump, and I'm calling out Litecoin, I'm calling out Monero, and I'm calling out Bitcoin Cash specifically. And maybe even Dogecoin. Imagine all these coins, top 20 coins, pumping in unison at the same time. Even if it's just 4, that's 20% of the top 20 coins. And if they're pumping going to the end of the year, they're breaking out to new all-time highs, or just new relevant highs, new cycle highs, what might that imply for the rest of the market? Bitcoin sucks right now. It's sad. But there is life in this market. And the writing's on the wall. We might see, I'm going to call for something crazy here. And maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe Bitcoin does just recover immediately. We don't get this long consolidation phase. But we might see Bitcoin sell off, consolidate for the first time ever, and this generates a bit of an altcoin push. Typically, Bitcoin has to move up, and then it consolidates. And that consolidation is when people are offloading their Bitcoins, putting it into altcoins, and then altcoins are rallying. But we might see the first ever instance where Bitcoin sells off and consolidates and then pumps before the bull market's over. Typically, you get that. I mean, that is like end of cycle stuff, right? Bitcoin tops off and then altcoins run for a month afterwards. That's typically end of cycle stuff. Could we be getting that now? Interesting thoughts, guys. Interesting thoughts. I don't know if anybody caught that at the end there, but we technically just made a case for the bear market beginning. Technically we did. Because if Bitcoin sells off, the only time that we've ever seen Bitcoin sell off and consolidate and then altcoins run is right at the end of the bull market. Typically. Interesting thoughts, man. Interesting thoughts. But nonetheless, again, the thought that's most pronounced for me is wherever the price may be, whether it's 800, whether it's 2100, wherever the price may be, you spent all this time consolidating. Do you think that's it? No. Monero's got a lot higher to go. I got nothing else. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.